Hello, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving deep into a timeless struggle, the battle against temptation, specifically lust, and how it echoes through the ages, from the ancient epics to our modern lives. In this video we are going to explore why those with a higher calling often face intense battles with lust. It's a universal theme, but let's see how it manifests in Indian mythology. Think of Vishwamitra, the mighty sage whose tapasya, his intense spiritual practices, shook the heavens. He was accumulating such immense power that Indra, the king of gods, began to fear him. Indra worried that Vishwamitra might usurp his throne. So Indra devised a plan. He sent Menaka, the celestial nymph, a beautiful apsara, to disrupt Vishwamitra's meditation. This wasn't just a physical temptation. It was a spiritual assault on Vishwamitra's dharma, his purpose. Menaka, obeying Indra's command, descended to the earth and began to dance and sing before Vishwamitra. Her beauty and charm were irresistible, and Vishwamitra, despite his years of rigorous practice, succumbed to her allure. This mirrors the point about spiritual sensitivity. Those who strive for higher spiritual goals often become targets for greater temptations. Their heightened awareness makes them more vulnerable. How does this relate to us? In today's world, our tapasya might be our career, our creative pursuits, or our efforts to build meaningful relationships. But just like Vishwamitra, we face our own menakas, distractions, desires, and temptations that threaten to derail us from our path. Just as the previous video discussed isolation as a trigger, think of the many sages who went into isolation to perform their tapas. This isolation, while intended for spiritual growth, can also breed desire. Consider the many stories of gods and goddesses who are tested in isolation. The Mahabharata, for example, is filled with characters driven by lust for power, revenge, and pleasure. Their unchecked desires led to destruction and suffering. This reminds us that a high calling attracts greater attacks. The more we strive for something meaningful, the more resistance we'll encounter. Emotional wounds, as mentioned in the previous video, are also relevant. Think of the stories where characters act out of past trauma or unresolved pain. These wounds create open doors for negative influences. Many characters in our epics act from past hurts, seeking revenge, or acting from a place of deep insecurity. Finally, the concept of a strong spirit with a weak flesh is echoed in the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna, a mighty warrior, faced a moral dilemma, a conflict between his duty and his desires. This struggle highlights the human condition, the constant battle between our higher selves and our lower impulses. He was torn between his duty as a warrior and his emotional attachments to his family. Victory is possible through self-discipline, understanding your purpose, what you really want and what you don't want, and seeking guidance. Remember, the battles we face are not unique to us. They're part of the human journey, a journey that has been chronicled throughout the history of mankind. By understanding these stories, we can gain insights into our own struggles and find the strength to overcome them. Thank you for joining me on this journey. And remember, the warrior's temptation is a test of strength, a test you can overcome, and you should overcome.